Hunger Games, featuring the organ systems. Our first guest is Gustine, aka Maximus, aka Glute. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm really strong. I do a lot of anaerobic exercises to bulk up. They consist of frequent, brief workouts, like lifting weights.
Okay, so what would you say are your greatest strengths?
Well, my working out lessens the chance of me having my menstrual cycle because my body is focused on making muscles like all the time, which means it's one less thing to worry about during the games.
Thank you, Gustine. Up next is Bonnie Humorous from District 2. How's it going?
Hi, it's going pretty well. I'm a fighter, and thanks to my long bones, which make up my limbs, I can punch people. Which makes me a strong contender in these games, because bronze, always beats brains. At the proximal epiphysis of my long bones, there is spongy bone that contains red bone marrow, which makes a lot of white blood cells, which makes my lymphatic system stronger than other contestant systems, which means I am the number one contender.
What's going on over in this corner? It looks like Bonnie and Glute are forming an alliance, which I personally think is a smart move on their part. With Bonnie's skeletal system and Glute's muscular system working together, their ability to fight the other contestants in the games will be so enhanced that there's no stopping this duo.
Thank you, Bonnie! Up next is Nervous Nelly from District 3. And now I hear you don't live up to that nickname of yours now, do you, Miss Nervous?
You're right, Caesar. Actually, my dendrites up here in my noggin have way more receptor sites than those other contestants, which for those less intellectuals means that my processing time is absolutely insane. Now that might not sound like much, but the speed of my brain is imperative to my strong tactics and logic, once again proving that brains does beat bronze.
Wow, that's very interesting. Brains is a strong aspect of these games, but that can't be the only thing impacting your skills, can it?
No, absolutely not. My cardiovascular system is another hardy facet that will improve my ability to survive. See, Caesar, my heart is one heck of a pumper, and because of my systemic circuit is working the hardest to get all of my blood to my system, I would fail to prevail.
Wow, thank you, Nelly. Up next is Essie Collagen from District 4. How's it going? So, I heard you're a very fast healer. Is that true?
Well, my skin is highly vascular, so when I get cut, I heal very quickly, which proves very resourceful in the games.
So, I'm getting the sense that you're a little bit sassy. Is that true?
My endocrine system is extremely overactive, which just makes me very hormonal, especially since my adrenal glands produce an excessive amount of adrenaline, causing my body constantly to go into fight or flight, which means I just always want to slit people's throats.
Well,
There looks to be another alliance in the making, this time between Nervous and Essie. I guess having a psychopath on your side is always helpful. Their nervous and integumentary systems could also work very nicely to activate those free nerve endings in the skin of their opponents.
well, thank you so much for that, Essie. Up next is our last contestant from District 5, Aries Ursinus. Hi, how's it going?
Well, it's going quite well. I have to say that my ability to eat a large amount of food comparative to others is quite impressive. I mean, it is the Hunger Games after all. And my ability to control my digestion is something out of the ordinary, making me a strong competitor in these games because I can store my food like a chipmunk and conserve the energy needed to fight for hours. If you can't tell, I aspire to be a bear in hibernation.
I would rather the chipmunk. So, are there any other aspects that the audience should be aware of?
Actually, yes, my kidneys are insanely huge, which means I can hold all the urine I want to without worrying that I will wet myself, but staying hydrated at the same time, which is a small thing. However, it will benefit me in the games.
All right, well, that's great.
But also, my lung capacity is something quite extraordinary. I have 2 times the normal lung capacity, meaning that my ability to hold air is insane, and I am insanely proud of it.
I'm glad you're proud.
Wanna see?
Sure.
What is this? Is Nervous making another alliance with Ares? What a turn of event, folks. But the alliance does make sense given that their cardiovascular and respiratory systems work hand in hand to collect and distribute oxygen to their other organs and muscle cells, which would make them a formidable pairing. But I wonder what kind of drama will ensue now that the emotionally unstable Essie knows the true backstabbing nature of Nervous.
Thank you for that wonderful example. That was our last contestant of the 60th annual Hunger Games featuring the organ systems. This has been Caesar Organman signing off. Thank you for watching. Stop the paparazzi. I can't. Hello, and welcome to Behind the Scenes High School Musical.
I told you it's
Said we never let it go. Senior year, we're all in this together, and it shows who you are. I don't actually know the lyrics.
good job.
All in it